This is Diana from saltseasky.com. I'm a photography blog. I offer stock photography for creative entrepreneurs online. The idea behind my blog is I love taking pictures, and I have kept a travel blog for many years, and I wanted to offer my photography to other bloggers and other online creatives who need stock photography that they own the rights to in order to use engaging visual material for their own websites. That being said, my favorite online photo editor is PicMonkey. And so today I'm going to show you how to use PicMonkey to make your own infographic. PicMonkey is a great online editing tool. It is free. You get a lot of functionality without having to pay a dime. And then you get even more great functionality if you do buy their membership. So today I'm going to show you how to use a piece of stock photography to make your own infographic. So the first thing I'm going to do is pull a picture that I took at the 4th of July fireworks display here in Jacksonville on a couple weeks ago. And I am going to go ahead and edit this just a little bit so that you can see what PicMonkey is capable of. So I'm going to crop it because I want the viewer's eye to go to the fireworks instead of to the city around it. I'm going to apply that crop, and now, because I know that I'm going to use it for social media, I'm going to go ahead and format it for Pinterest because I know that I want a nice visually appealing Pinterest pin. And so Pinterest likes images that are 735 by 1102. So it gives it that nice vertical shape, and I'm going to apply that. Now that I have the format of my graphic set up, now I can go ahead and decide how to add the content. And so the content that I want to use today is actually a quote by Andrew Carnegie. It talks about success and achievement. However, this photograph, although I like it a lot, it is pretty distracting if I'm going to put text over it. And so what I'm thinking that I will do is I am going to add an overlay. I'll use one of PicMonkey's geometric overlays that they offer. And what I'm going to do is I am going to fill in the photograph with this overlay. I'm going to leave a little bit of an edge so that I'll have a frame. And once I kind of get it lined up the way that I think that I might want it, I am going to change the color of the overlay. So instead of using black, I'm going to use white, and then I'm going to fade it out a bit so that I can still see the image behind the overlay, but I'm not going to see it as strongly as I would if I did not have the overlay on there. All right. Play around with your fade. You can make it transparent, which isn't going to help us, and you can also make it opaque, and I want it somewhere in between so that I still get the nice image behind, but I want my text to also stand out. All right, so now that I've gone through these two steps, I think I'm going to go ahead and combine these elements, and that way my overlay does not move anymore. What I've done is I've actually attached the overlay to the photo image, and so now if I add text on top of here, I can work with the text without it moving the overlay around. Now, of course, there are drawbacks to combining your elements too soon, because if you decide, oh, I don't like that overlay, or I want to change the color, or I would like it to be a little more transparent or a little more opaque, it's too late. Then you have to start over with the image all over again. However, we are going to have faith that this overlay is going to work, and I am now going to add my text. So I actually copied the quote out of a document that I already had set up, and I'm just going to copy and paste it onto my image. And now I'm going to tinker around with it because this is the fun part. I love doing this formatting stuff, and there are so many neat fonts and things that you can play around with. You can really make it your own. So the first thing I'll do is I'm going to center it up. We're going to use a signature font for Andrew Carnegie's name. And I'm thinking that I can probably find one that maybe doesn't take up quite so much room on my image. And now I'm going to actually change the font just to give you an idea of the different ways that you can format and make it your own. All right, so now that I see what the text looks like, now that it's on my image, you know, I'm thinking that I will tweak it a little bit more because I think that, although I like it the way it is, I think that I can do a little better. And with this many options, there's really no reason why not to try them all out, because let's be honest, it's just fun. All right, so I think maybe I've discovered my winning combination, and I just had it backwards. So I am going to draw attention to the achieve. I'm going to take the quotes off because I think we can all agree that this is a quote. Format just a little bit better. Okay, and this is what it looks like. So if my text is black and the background is still pretty dark, I think that it's too hard to see. So I'm going to go ahead and change my text to white and see what I think of that. And I don't know, I'm thinking a different color might work better. You can always play around, see what you like best. Oop, that one's kind of nice. I don't know, I think maybe that would be my favorite because it kind of pulls that pinkish color out of the fireworks behind. The other thing that you can always do too is you can choose a specific area of the text and you can just change that one area. So anyway, there are a lot of different things that you can try to make it your own. All right, so now that I've used my photograph, I've put on my overlay, created a frame, and then I've added my text. There's one more thing that I do want to do to this image because when I use it on social media, I want to add a watermark to it so that my branding goes with the image. So what I'm going to do next is I'm going to add another layer of text here. But this time what I'm going to do is just add my own watermark. And so down at the bottom, I'm going to actually use my own branding. And the beautiful thing about this is that you can really make it your own. And so you can choose a font and then you can go back to that font over and over. That one's kind of my favorite, especially for my photography site. And you can also engage your readers. So I usually add a see more at Salt Sea Sky. I tried to name my website Sea Salt Sky, but it sounded too much like ice cream. Okay, and then I may fade that out just a little bit because although I want my branding on it, I don't want it to overpower the image that I've already created. All right, so there you go. That is the multi-step process to go from a stock image of your choice to a quote card that can float all over social media and direct people back to the awesome stuff that you do and where you live online. So last thing, I'll combine these elements one more time. Then I'm going to head up top and I'm going to save it to my computer. I'm actually going to rename it so that it won't save over the original file, and I'm going to call it quote card. And since these quote cards are not typically used for anything other than web purposes, I usually don't save it at the high resolution size. I just save it at the medium resolution size. And all you have to do is save it. There you go. And now it is ready to be used in blog posts, social media posts, and enjoyed for days, weeks, years to come. Thanks so much for watching today. I'll talk to you again soon. Bye.